Vinícius is one of the greatest players in football in recent times, but the world didn't see him to be this great. Since joining Real Madrid in 2018, the Brazilian has been a headache to defenders. His movement and flair are amazing, and his style of play is simply beautiful to watch. One of the greatest footballers of all time, Thierry Henry, said, "Vinícius Júnior is the best player in the world right now." Real Madrid fans think he should already have it locked in. But can Vinícius secure the Ballon d'Or this year? Well, we can all agree that Vinícius is now undisputedly world class and deserves some acknowledgement. In 2018, Real Madrid saw the future and bought 18-year-old Vinícius Júnior from Flamengo for a record fee of $46 million, which was, at the time, the second most expensive sale of a player in the history of Brazilian football, behind only, you guessed it, Neymar, and the highest amount ever paid by a club for a footballer under the age of 19. His transfer was criticised by every football lover, not only because they thought Vini was overpriced, but also because his statistics at Flamengo did not really depict him as someone worth the fortune he was sold for. Vinícius was doomed to be a flop by many football fans and pundits, and he did flop in his early days. Throughout the 2018-19 and 2019-20 seasons, Vinícius had a hard time at Madrid. He just couldn't quite get it right. The Brazilian made countless mistakes in key areas and developed an unfortunate reputation for missing big chances. It was so bad that not only were the Madrid fans tired of him, but also his teammates, with Karim Benzema once caught telling Ferland Mendy not to pass the ball to him, as he could swear in his mother's name that Vinícius was playing against them. But the story changed for Vinícius after Ancelotti became head coach in 2021. Vinícius was perhaps the primary beneficiary of the change in manager, as Ancelotti brought out the beast in him. Ancelotti allowed the Brazilian to scamper all over the pitch, wreaking havoc on opposition defenders and making them regret facing him. Under Ancelotti, he was encouraged to take on his man and run in behind, and this just worked perfectly for his game. So in no time at all, he secured his spot in the Madrid shirt and won the hearts of both the Madrid players and the fans, even Karim Benzema, who eventually became a huge fan of Vini and has also tipped him to win the Ballon d'Or this year. Since then, it's been a story of sensational growth for Vinícius. He's grown so well that in less than 3 seasons after being branded a flop, he is now being considered the favourite to win the Ballon d'Or. Now, it's a surprise that Vinícius, who is often criticised for missing crucial shots, has evolved into the ultimate clutch player that Madrid can count on to score a big goal. His first half hat-trick against Barcelona in the Super Cup final is a testament to this. Now, after a series of world-class performances during the just-finished season, Vinícius is one of the favourites to win the 2024 Ballon d'Or. Vinícius finished the 23-24 season with 24 goals and 11 assists in 39 games. Pretty good numbers. The 23-year-old Brazilian was also instrumental in Real Madrid winning the Champions League, the Spanish Super Cup, and he was arguably Madrid's best player in the league. And on the big stage, he was even more impressive. He was wonderful in the Champions League. He was the standout player in both legs of Madrid's semi-final victory against Bayern Munich, and he went on to light up Wembley in the final, scoring the second goal in Madrid's win over Borussia Dortmund, where he delivered a memorable big-game performance, thus securing the title. Now, with the Champions League title secured, the probability of Vinícius winning the Ballon d'Or inevitably increased. Some didn't even wait for the Champions League final to end before proclaiming Vini as the Ballon d'Or winner. Ballon d'Or! Vinícius Júnior has just taken the Ballon d'Or! Former England defender Ferdinand shouted as a pundit when Vinícius celebrated his goal. He has the Ballon d'Or in the bag now. Wow! At the biggest moments of the Champions League this season, Vinícius Júnior has stepped up. Neymar also declared him the Ballon d'Or winner before the Champions League final match. I sent him messages before and after the final game. He's a boy I love with passion, a great friend that football gave me. He will certainly be crowned with the Ballon d'Or, Neymar said. The metrics for winning the Ballon d'Or now are not clear. But one thing is, outstanding performances crowned with the winning of major trophies are 2 big factors. Now, Vinny, like fellow contender Bellingham, won both the Champions League and La Liga. By winning the Champions League, they thus have an edge over Florian Wirtz, who surprisingly won the domestic double, and certainly Kylian Mbappe, who unsurprisingly won the domestic double. The 68th edition of the prestigious Ballon d'Or ceremony is scheduled to take place on Monday, October 28th in Paris, and the other favourites are Vinny's existing teammate Bellingham, new teammate Kylian Mbappe, and of course Florian Wirtz. So, what will decide who wins the award? The Euros and Copa America. Mbappe, Bellingham, and Wirtz all represent three of the countries which are currently favourites to win the competition this year, as they all have excellent squads with players like Harry Kane, Declan Rice for England, or Jamal Musiala and Ilkay Gundogan for the hosts, and then you've got Saliba and Griezmann for France. And with slow starts for England and France this tournament, and a hot start for Germany, they may now be many people's favourites after the first couple of games. And if these players have a key part in their nations winning the Euros, then the odds of Vinny winning the award do go down, as the Euros is still the most valued tournament over the Copa America. Now, we don't necessarily think this is right. So what do you think? Do you think this is justified? Let us know in the comments below. When it comes to Brazil, their team is also stacked and are, of course, one of the favourites to win the Copa America along with Argentina. Brazil nowadays have the likes of Rodrigo, Paqueta, Bruno Guimaraes, Gabriel from Arsenal, Marquinhos, and of course Alisson in goal. An excellent pool of talent. So, the question is, if Brazil win the Copa America, and let's say England win the Euros, will it be Vinny or Jude? Well, Jude Bellingham thinks Vinny deserves the Ballon d'Or. I always felt that the Ballon d'Or and those kinds of things were like for strikers and wingers, the flashy players. I know I can entertain a crowd, but no one can do it like Vinny. I've said that before, when he's at his best, he's the best player in the world, said Bellingham. Although Vinícius said in an interview that he doesn't care about the Ballon d'Or, if he wins it, we're pretty sure he'll accept the award. Luckily for all the players, the 23-24 season will end with international tournaments, which means they all have the opportunity to prove to the world again why they deserve the Ballon d'Or over others. Funnily enough, a lot of people have still shared the view that even with the presence of international tournaments, Vinícius is still the favourite. Jose Mourinho declared that Vinícius will win the Ballon d'Or even if Jude Bellingham is the best player at the Euros. I think it will probably be Vinny, McManaman said when he was asked who was the favourite to win this year's Ballon d'Or. They've got the Copa America coming up, and of course England has the Euros coming up. It might rest on that, and somebody being the star of the tournament. Regardless, the award is still very much open, as no one can belittle the importance of international football competitions in deciding the winner of the Ballon d'Or. And, excitingly, we're going to have a new Ballon d'Or winner this year. It can change, because, as we all know, people talk about the Ballon d'Or all the time. The Copa America and the Euros will dictate that. The Euro or the Copa America will have an impact on who gets the Ballon d'Or. But right now, this guy, Vinícius, is ahead for me, Thierry Henry stated. One of the only ways Vinny can win the Ballon d'Or for sure is winning the Copa America. And when you factor in that Vinícius will likely be Brazil's main man at the tournament following Neymar's season-ending knee injury, he could also easily be the player of the tournament too, which would definitely secure that 2024 Ballon d'Or for Vinícius, especially if his competition for winning the awards don't deliver themselves. So, let us know what you think in the comments. Who do you think's going to win that Ballon d'Or, and what are the variables that could tip the balance?